and what I find fascinating. God comes to earth and we put him on trial. We put God on trial. We still do it today. It happens in psychology. It happens in philosophy. It happens in history. It happens in theology. It happens in spirituality. People judge Jesus all the time as if we have a right to sit on a bench with a gavel in our hand and parade him before us. He said he's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but through him. That seems very intolerant, guilty of intolerance, Jesus. You said we're all sinners. That seems very negative. That seems very primitive. Jesus, your ideas are outdated, guilty. Oh, Jesus, you talked about hell more than anyone else in the Bible. We took a vote at our community college study group where we're studying philosophy with a guy in long hair who plays hacky sack as our professor, and he's working on his degree. Seems very smart. And he sort of opened up this conversation. And we decided some of the things you said are very offensive, and we should reject them, and we should reject you, or you'll need to edit yourself. Because us sophomores, we voted. It was very serious. We expect you to consider that. And the long-haired grad student prof, he agrees with us. So what do you have to say about that, Jesus? We've judged you. Really? How many of you have judged Jesus? I don't like what he said. I don't like how my life is going. I don't like the way he conducted himself on certain occasions. Friends, let me tell you this. There is a judge. It's not you. That God was humble enough to come into human history, that God was humble enough to be judged, just shows how horrendous we are. We don't judge Jesus. Jesus judges us. And Jesus is coming again to judge the living and the dead. He says this in John chapter 5. He says, the Father judges no one. He's entrusted all judgment to the Son. Here's reality, friends. If you're still sitting in judgment over Jesus, you're just like those people who crucified him. You're just as arrogant and proud and self-righteous. You think that you're smarter than he is, you think that you're better than he is, or you think that your influence, that might be a philosopher or a religious leader or a theologian or a historian, that their criticism of Jesus is valid because you find them to be more compelling and more insightful and more convincing. And here's my question to you. Will you trust Jesus or someone else? And if you're going to trust someone else, why? Are they smarter than Jesus? Are they better than Jesus? Have they made a bigger difference than Jesus? Are they more selfless than Jesus? More humble than Jesus? More loving than Jesus? More truthful than Jesus? The answer is no. You've got to trust somebody. And at Mars Hill, we would encourage you, trust Jesus. We don't believe Jesus is God because it's something we made up. We don't believe Jesus is God because it's something that church history made up. We believe Jesus is God because he said he was God. We believe Jesus is God because Jesus is God. And he died without ever recanting, and he rose from death to prove he is the only God. And I so appreciate that Jesus did this openly and publicly. And friends, let me say this. People don't make this claim. You can't say Jesus was a nice man and a good teacher who said he was God, who has billions of followers, who tells people, give your life to my cause, give your finances to my cause, give your children to my cause. Glory to me, worship me, honor me, serve me, obey me. You can't say he's a good man who teaches nice things and he got one thing wrong, the whole God part. So you've got a decision to make. And there's no other religion that has this statement by its founder, I'm God. In fact, we know you're holy if you say you're unholy, right? If you say, I'm sinless and perfect and I've come down from heaven and my name is God, we don't say, they're a nice person with pithy insights. We say, that's a lie or it's the truth. It's really that simple. That kind of clear statement means you're telling the truth or lying. There's really no other option. No other world religion has its founder ever saying, I'm God. I've come down from heaven. I'm the King of Kings. I'm the Lord of Lords. I am the Christ. I am the Son of Man. I am the Son of God. People don't say that. And the handful who do are not good. They're evil. They're not truth tellers. They're liars. They're not prophets. They're false prophets. They're not safe. They're very dangerous. You have a decision to make. The most important decision in your whole life, the decision that determines your eternal life. Are you going to judge Jesus, or are you going to let Jesus judge you?